Unified commerce is the way to go into the future. But what is unified commerce and why do you need it in your hospitality business?
So when we are talking about hospitality business, we are referring to food and beverage industries and restaurant industries. And this includes quick service restaurants, fine dining, and casual dining type of restaurants. Within these industries, they experience peak times very frequently, like breakfast rush time, lunchtime and dinner time, events, and in addition to that, every time there's an order and an interaction with the customer, it is very personal and a detailed attention to that personal need is required, which puts these businesses under extreme pressure to meet all of this high demand interaction. That is the reason why these types of businesses, they have a variety of software, hardware and peripherals within their arsenal. That is from the point of sale systems to the kitchen display systems, from the payment devices to software to manage their tables and reservations, to having the mobile self-serve kiosks and web applications. They just use everything within their business. And in addition to all of this front-end and customer or user interaction, there is a back-end for the financials and accounting and the replenishment of the business, which is also critical and important. And the only way to meet this high demand, versatile environment, a unified commerce, which is a software that all of the pieces are working together fluently, where data can flow seamlessly between the components, and everything is real time, is required to be able to meet such high demands. And restaurants are continuously trying to get an edge on the services they can provide to their customers, which is a challenge.
Might add that, Ellis Hospitality is one of the few solutions which has all of these components. Usually other solutions, they have to integrate and spend a lot of time and money to integrate and creating this unified commerce experience.
Very good point.
So restaurants are always trying to get some edge and offer the best service for the customers, resulting in vast variety of restaurant processes. How does Ellis Hospitality support this?
So Ellis Hospitality has a wide range of different processes that we support. So we support the web food ordering, the call center, the deliveries, the over-the-counter order at table, and all of those things. And these are like configurable processes, so we don't have to develop them and for each customer. Different customers can have the different processes with the same solution. In this type, we also support a lot of different restaurant types like quick service, fine dining, casual dining, where we have processes like table reservation, order at table, the kitchen display system, and all of these processes, they work together. So to create your ads as a restaurant, you can take these, you can create your own matrix, and you can create your own process flow so that you can service your customers in the best way possible and create your own edge.
How does Ellis Hospitality help the restaurant provide a better service?
Saeed?
Sure, Gunnar, I'll start out. Clear and accurate communications within the restaurant are key to providing the ideal service within the restaurant environment. There's multiple aspects to this communication. The communication starts out with the waiter or the cashier offering what's on the menu with all of the details and the variations of that order which is possible for the customer. The customer also wants to express their very specific needs on how they want their food prepared. And all of this needs to be reflected very detailed and clearly and easily into the system to facilitate this communication and make it fluent. Further to that, all of this communication and detail needs to flow further into the systems.
Yes. So when the waiter has taken the order from the customers, it needs to go into the kitchen where you have the cooks and the chefs. They have kitchen displays or printers where they can view what to cook and when to cook it, and ensuring that the customer gets the right product at the table and that if you have multiple persons at the table, that they will all get the food at the table at the same time. You mentioned communication. So one thing was to communicate from the restaurant into the kitchen, but the kitchen also has communication needed in the restaurants. And this is where we have the current item availability feature in our hospitality system.
You mentioned item availability. What is that?
So item availability is that the chef, he knows exactly how many items or dishes he has left at the restaurant. So he may buy some 20 T-bone steaks for the day. And it's important for him to communicate to the waiters that now you have 20 T-bone steaks available. And each time a waiter orders a T-bone steak, that number will be deprecated accordingly. And ensuring that you don't get into the accident of a waiter trying to sell you a T-bone steak which is not available, which is always a hassle when you order something and 10 minutes later the waiter comes back and says, "I'm sorry, this doesn't exist anymore." So this is a great feature for that.
Yeah, we really don't like that because we've started imagining it, we're almost tasting it, and then like, oh.
Exactly.
Yeah. In hospitality, the key is to have a personalized experience. How does LS Hospitality support that?
So a personalized experience ties further or goes farther into the communications. We spoke about the detail level of the communication, which the system is providing, making the waiter or the cashier be aware of all of the options in a timely manner, and even the options and specifics to a specific customer. If there's a customer that doesn't like a specific item on the menu based on their history, then the waiter can be aware of this based on their history, and they can make appropriate offers. If there is something that this customer typically doesn't order and it's a new item on the menu, this might be offered as a free offer to the customer to encourage them to come back to buying this new item on the menu. Further to that, we have mobile experiences where they become now completely individualized, and the personal experiences and loyalty and points can be reflected, and transparency into the system comes with the mobility experience as well.
I might add that in the system you can create this conversational order flow that is natural to the waiter to listen to the customer and make the changes he needs on the item or the menu.
Yes, clienteling and conversational ordering, correct.
Yes.
How will LS Hospitality grow with my business?
That's a very, very good question. That means how can the system live and grow with the growing needs of my business as my business expands, and usually the systems become outdated and old.
So one of the main pain points in the system has been that it's difficult to upgrade. So every time you go in and you want to get the newest version, it is a project. So you have to spend time and money of upgrading your system to get all the new exciting features that we have. And this means that even when you're finally done, we have delivered maybe 2 or 3 versions in between. And this is a pain point in the business. LS Hospitality, with the sealing, that technology that Microsoft is adding to the system, is ensuring that you're able to update at any time so that you can continuously update your product and without disrupting your business and without disrupting the customizations that you have been doing. Another thing that we have been adding in the last couple of months is the browser-based POS, which means that at any time, anywhere, you can have a POS on any device. And it's platform agnostic so that you can run on Windows, Android, iOS, on tablets, on phones, on standard POSs, stationary POSs. So this is also an important thing because the flexibility in the business, I mean, businesses that grow, you might have some peak hours, you might have some peak seasons, which means that you have to be able to add devices very quickly in a cheap and orderly manner. And the system allows for that.
Yes, examples of that would be temporary locations where a store wants to have a temporary location for servicing just for a specific event. Having a web browser that you can just quickly add to your systems to expand into that temporary location is just ideal. As Gunnar mentioned, Microsoft, which we are the ISV and add our verticals into, is supporting the base functionality, upgradability into the system, which extends into our solutions and allows for continuous automatic updates to the system, similar to what Windows does today.
So good news with major pains being checked off the list. That's good.
Yes.
What would be the most exciting development in hospitality?
I would say the most exciting is online food ordering. Online food ordering is different from other e-commerce sites. The amount of personalization and the amount of detail that goes into a e-commerce order is way more than a regular e-commerce order when it comes to food ordering. You want your pizza in a very specific way. You want the left and right, and you want to be able to do a heavy light on your sauce, and you want to add and remove the sun-dried tomatoes. So you want to create this to perfection. When it comes to the sides, you want to be able to upsize or downsize or add extra ice to it. The amount of details cannot be handled with a regular e-commerce website. In addition to that, a same-day delivery is no longer enough. You want to be able to order, and typically you're going straight to the store to pick it up. When it comes to picking up, now there's challenges there. If the customer is not paying on the website, now they may not show up at the store. Does the store want to start preparing this food if the customer hasn't paid? And if the customer pays and they show up at the store, now they're out of the T-bone. Like, what is the experience going to be? So the downfalls are huge and great, and the amount of connectivity that is required within the system, it really demands a unified commerce, a all-in-one system where the data and information can flow flawlessly between these channels. A real-time communication to the store allows for the payments and the availability in the store to be synchronized and always be accurate. This concept, once this concept is in place, it can be extended from web to mobile and into self-serve kiosks where customers can place their orders. Maybe to take another example from my recent visit to Disney World. If you go to any food store, there's long lines for the cashier because there is this extensive communication where you step up to the cashier, now you just receive the menu, you're looking at it, and now you're checking out your options, and it takes a long time to place your order. Whereas you can choose to just place your order on your mobile device with all of the details that you want at your convenience, and you submit this order to the specific store that you want, and you go to the quick pickup, mobile pickup line, and there's a short line, your food is ready, you just pick it up when you want, and you step out of the store.
And you have more time with Mickey Mouse.
And you have more time with Mickey Mouse, yes.
Thank you, Saeed and Gunnar. Great stuff.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.